And welcome back straight into it. GLL bringing you the hottest, spiciest teams in NA to ever be, trying to qualify for a huge pot prize for $50,000 right there, and then shows you the commitment that GLL is bringing into the PUBG scene in 2018. And honestly, it promises to be a fantastic year for PUBG, man.
You asked me about who I thought was the favorites. This is why I didn't want to answer. My boy Smurf. I know Smurf from way back, and a lot of my teammates and prior teammates, they played the same game as him, and they also know him. So a lot of these peers are coming back from some other third-person shooter games in an open-world scenario.
You can call them.
I'm happy to see that they got a second place, and on the first place, Hollywood Hammer with 21 kills. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, Hollywood Hammers who have been nailing it.
They have.
Lately.
Yeah, I mean, I really couldn't predict this. I mean,
they have been in pretty much wherever they go. They're the NA's blank, let's say.
The one team I was kind of disappointed, but I don't know if it's too much to say, but the way Cornshuggers tried to, you know, really commit to killing this team in the blue. Because maybe I felt like they overcommitted, right?
Yeah, with that
in the bunker, yeah.
Bunker
you have
fight
Paradox
as well.
running in, and then people dying in the blue.
Yeah.
Getting run up on by another team.
You can understand why they want to gatekeep them there, just so that they don't run up from behind.
I felt like they overcommitted, right?
Yeah.
I've been talking a lot throughout the day.
They've been caught in that fight a little bit.
Like, you want to choose your battles, and
yeah.
I felt like they committed a little bit too hard to people that was not even close to being in the zone.
True. We were talking about this earlier on. We're talking about, for example, Larson has the IGL of Kingwin. For him, he said one of the hardest part in PUBG is deciding when to play passive, when to play aggressive. That's one of the hardest decisions that an IGL has to make.
I mean, fighting is relatively easy, right?
Fighting
you
is bad,
have to choose what fights you actually want to win, and when to disengage. And
yeah,
I've been saying this over and over again.
Which ones would actually give you an advantage?
Do you really want to fight people that are in the blue and fight them in the blue, or do you just want to, you know, go in a circle, find a spot, make sure nobody's around you, and then take a good fight for you when you're in cover?
When you are in a good place to fight.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I get the feeling, how I feel comfortable in a fight. But
that's how Larson gets the feeling. Let's have a look at how the teams get the points. And we got the leaderboards for the first matchup. Indeed, it's going to be Hollywood Hammers. Yours truly, your boys, with 21 frags. And nets them 175 points on top of the 200 that they get from winning the chicken dinner of the first match. Reapers, second place, 220 points. That's a huge difference. The third one goes to Pecadores with 165 points and 3 kills. 13 kills for Reapers, not that bad at all. 21 frags for Hollywood Hammers. And there you go, Cloud9. That's the team that we're kind of looking for.
Like I said,
I've
watched a lot of esports, right? And there's always teams that always throw away the first game.
That is true.
Then they come back.
This is the best, right?
This happens to a lot of teams.
13. Yeah, it's
and
it
happens to especially a lot of NA teams. I don't know why. They always give up the first maps, and then when it actually matters and there's pressure, that's when they come back.
Maybe that's what drives them. Maybe that's what motivates them. You know.
I mean, I've seen this many times before. Yeah. So
we're going to be seeing it throughout the night. We've got 4 more matches lined up for you, ladies and gents. Of course, we're going to have 2 more on Rangel and then 2 on Miramar, and I know that it is happy with that decision. I'm pretty sure of it.
There has been way too much drama. I don't do drama, but and they love Miramar, so I'm looking forward to see how they play it and who gets out ahead, because there's been a lot of stupid discussions. Either way, I like Miramar. I think it's a cool map.
Exactly, and here's the thing, right? NA is coming with a better knowledge of the map, better understanding, better perhaps playing of the map, and they're going to be fighting with EU teams as well.
Yeah.
Right. So
we'll see what happens. I mean,
there you go. Like NA might definitely have that leg up, especially considering that GLL is going to be bringing forward this map as well, which has to be played at this point in time. It's it's in the map pool. It's in there. It has to be played, of course. So until we get there, of course, we still have 2 more Rangel fights coming up for you, and they're going to be quite spicy. Another thing that I wanted to point out for last game is, again, the unpredictability, and you said that the unpredictability of the teams that we don't necessarily know of, we can play a factor rather, in the fights. A team that we were kind of hoping to look at, Chaos Latin Gamers, finished on the 11th spot, I think.
They smashed the IM qualifiers, and I was really hoping to see them, but I mean, we have a best out of 5.
They got in a bad way coming out of North George.
We have plenty of time to see them
team
coming out. I'm just excited. I mean, that's not an easy task. There's 1 spot in the South American qualifiers, and they were the one that made it through.
Sure.
They must have something in their sleeves.
And I'm actually curious, because you mentioned this during the break, that there could be some sort of a lag. But really, south to north, if we can play it from Europe on any servers decently,
I don't think it's gonna be what matters. Like,
yeah, That's what I think as well. It's not going to be that impactful, but perhaps we can have some insight from the Chaos Gaming lads. Perhaps they can offer us some insight. Sorry, Chaos Latin gamers. Perhaps they can offer us some insight into it.
Yeah, I don't know how the big differences are, but they should be alright. I mean,
they should be should be, but we don't know. I mean,
we can play NA servers fine. And, I mean, it's a problem, but it won't stop us from playing the game.
True. If the rotational FPS didn't stop us earlier on when the cars coming in,
the things we've been through,
the things we've been through. Yeah, exactly. We've come a long way, man.
But I mean, we can talk about this. It actually moved. It's going really good now.
Exactly.
2 weeks back. Do you remember how the early game spectating was?
Yeah, I do. I'm a caster.
They've started to listen to us, and
yeah, man.
If we reach out to them and tell them this is a big problem, they've actually been listening as of late. So.
And that's why.
Definitely going in the right direction.
That's why PUBG Corp. That's why Bluehole is so loved right now, and that's why it started being so loved by the Battle Royale community, because they actually listened to the community, and when they rolled out updates, they rolled them telling the community, look, we've listened to you, this is what we've done, and this is what we plan to do in the future. So transparency is huge out of them, and the fact that in the span of not even it hasn't been 1 year since they've pre-launched the game before Steam, and we've come such a long way, man. That's another reason for me to be hyped about 2018. One thing I'm not hyped about is this freaking plane. It's going to be ignoring the west side completely. So teams that are normally going into South George or perhaps Primorsk is reachable. But yeah, South George not going to be reached. Taverny's not going to be reached. You're going to have to use vehicles for that one there. So again, a lot of teams going around the farm area there. They're understandably trying to loot to find out if there's going to be a south side of the circle and make their way south as fast as possible. I can understand why they're playing that, but I would have also liked to see some sort of a revert from the first game,
I mean, we come down to this. We see the more experienced team, they land the same. We have Cloud9 taking the Multa dimension area, with the exception that Solid Zone nobody land Gameshkin is like, hey, I want some loot. You guys, I'll join you guys later.
And there's a team that could potentially, who is that?
Conshock is getting contested down in Multa Power.
Here's a team that could potentially contest them, yeah.
They are definitely contesting them. And that is not a fun area to fight in. I feel like it's very easy to get trapped. And the way you usually loot Multa Power and the way you make Multa Power powerful is by splitting up, looting all these things, and then joining up together later. If you have to loot it all together and contest and fight for it, it's not that good of a place to land.
True. And there you go. Apotheon Esports are going to be sticking around like a bad smell at the backsides of corn sugars. Let's see which one of these teams are going to get the upper hand, because right now Apotheon seem to have kind of split it out from the position of corn sugars, and the circle draws in close. None of these two teams are going to be in it. Furthermore, they're going to be as far as possible from it. Just one team just now made it into the circle, and they're going to have the entirety of Georgia Bowl to their disposal. So that's going to make things a bit easier for them. Having a look at teams and their split, it seems to be a bit better on the farm area now. It seems to have been improved a little bit there.
Does it really though? Does it look good? Would you be happy with getting maybe 2 buildings and then you have to play the game with 2 small buildings?
No, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either. And at the same time, we see Gatka, we see the West Coast is clear. Saki,
here's the thing, because you don't know how these teams are playing. You don't really necessarily have played with them before. So what you're thinking is, okay, I probably a lot of teams are going to go Yas. Probably a lot of teams are going to go George. I'm not going to go there. We're not going to go there because we don't want to get wrecked early on in the game. So that's why you don't see them go there as aggressive as they normally would. MLGB are going to have the quarry area and Gatka as well. So they're going to have decent-ish loot. They're straying away from Gatka. And you can't really blame them for that. Rotations from Gatka aren't necessarily the easiest ones because it's such an open field. You can get your vehicle damage from far away. But early loot could be actually lucrative.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get too challenged in it. And I like that MLGB have already rotated into the circle as well as the team that is in South George. And another one, Jumbo Slice, coming in. And he seems to be alone in his vehicle, perhaps scouting the area and setting up for his team, or carving a path for his team to come in late.
I'm just looking at the map. This is going to be a very slow start. Unless LMGB, they're not. Nah, he's not going to start Georgia Bowl, so.
Who allow.
Everybody kind of has their
they're doing the
space.
there.
Unless outside, I see some shots near the farm area, actually down by the double bonds by the water. Oh. But is anything really happening there?
Well,
a
not necessarily. Katapusan.
He's shooting out of the cut.
True Holy.
They're together. Oh.
DP against True Holy Man.
Okay, they were shooting at True Holy Man. They're very similar colors, but...
Katapusan is not taking any shots, if you see there. No, sorry, Infamous is not taking any shots at Katapusan on the south side.
So what I assume is, I think they have very limited loot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really have the option to shoot up whoever you want. Like I said.
Look at Allow in the middle of the circle. Let's have a look at that one. Allow, MLGB, Allow, middle of the circle.
They're driving right into Jimbo Slice,
George, yeah. It does look like Jimbo Slice is trying to find a spot on the map. Allow has a mini 14, and that's about it. No armor. He does have level 2 armor. Sorry, level 2 vest. Sorry, level 2 helmet. No backpack, though. Man,
LGP, they were driving it up, but at least have really good spot in the circle.
They have the circle, yes, exactly. They have that to their names. And yeah, there you go. It looks like they're not going to get challenged anytime soon now. Spark has found himself a frag against Frolicker. That's an unfortunate time. Yo, these guys from Apotheon Esports, they're literally went in between the teams that were invited, basically.
So that's
with their based on their performance.
I would assume that it seemed like Cloud9 would pay attention to all the parachutes and seen that a guy could have landed near Piston.
Well, they considered perhaps the fact that no one would dare to take them down. True Holy Man doesn't necessarily have an easy life. He's heading straight into his enemies. He lets out a little horn. They're not going to be stopped by. Okay, he's just barely escaped. It looks like Rattlesnake. Or Rattlesnake. I didn't actually get out of the buggy to take him down. Would have been a dangerous move. It would have been one, even if the bike wasn't necessarily that big. Could have gotten down from a drive over. So that's a smart way to do it. Koba's now taking shots as well from the chopsticks in Gatka. 2 players to the south hill. That's a good spot to hold on where that south hill is. But it doesn't look like that team is going to be stopping there. Now, some teams have made it in. Most of the teams still out. Early rotations not necessarily the same as EU, and that's probably most likely because there's not that great of a loot. Because where they went, well, there wasn't much.
That's true. I mean, Katapusan, they opted both games to land down south. And they've been looting, like, around the farm, but not even the farm. They have very, very few buildings they've been looting, but I don't know if they're gonna try to loot or just take a spot in the circle. But they're currently stopping. I think there's a wizard tower. It's hard to say for all the names, but they're just gonna be playing the positioning, and they gotta be very limited. And they didn't even go for a good position at that. So they're not gonna be in a great position. We still see a team in Primorsk. We have our South American team. They're hitting out of military base in a boat. They might do wait, Spousey in a boat, but it looks like his teammate is still in the airfield. Yeah. There's 3 guys in the outfield, and Bossy is taking a boat alone.
Fast Trail probably has a Baiku, judging by his name.
Either way, Bossy tends to leave his team behind.
Do a pastrami. I've been playing with Joel a lot lately, with a friend of mine, and he always like if that guy has his hands on a bike, that's it. He's gone basically. We're playing squads. We're like, all right, let's go to this compound. Breach. Oh, there's a bike here, lads. I'm sorry. Be right back.
But
and then you see him like literally, you see him flip in the front of your screen. Like, what the crap? It's just this double front flip.
Let me ask you a question here, and you have to be honest.
Yeah.
What do you think is most fun in this game? Driving the 2-seater or camping in a building waiting for somebody to come?
Exactly.
Driving the 2-seater is so much fun. I love it.
You have to do it. You have to do the pastrami.
I agree.
Trampus pastrami. And there you go. We know people in the NA here in the I know Chad. I know it's Travis Pastrana. It's just a meme that Deadmau5 has.
But
Don't worry
the
about it.
2-seater bike is phenomenal. It's probably one of the best things in the game.
It's so much fun.
You can have endless amount of fun.
Even there in Jarki, as I was looking there, literally if we escape from the map, there's I see a ridge that could be used. Theros now is going to have to hold on close with Biggie. MLGB have some enemies to the compound on the other side of their west, but they're not going to be contesting them. So, decent-ish at the moment, as it sits. As it sits, we're looking pretty. I see you guys in chat in there. Belgian's still there. How you doing? TMC Pants. One of the best mods around. Who do you want to give a shout out to, Larson?
My mom, my dad, and Bookie. This beautiful man sitting right next to me.
That'll do. So you gave me a shout out twice, basically.
I don't know. I'm not good at shout out, Boogie. I play video games. I'm not very good at that neither, so.
Oh, that's no problem at all. Well, listen, you kind of have to think about it, right? For when you're going to win.
Yeah.
You're going to have to hold on to the, Oscar speech, whatever and whatnot. Who do you want to give a shout out?
I'm usually very much when I do speeches.
Hollywood.
Yeah, it's great.
It actually makes it easier, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Hollywood Hammers putting in the hammer against C9. Solid FPS going to have to reposition, but as he does that, he's going to run into Noxzilla. Spots him, but doesn't necessarily want to stop. This is not the place to stop. Here's a peekaboo from Whitecat's new Gavoli. Thank you for that nickname, Whitecat's new Gavoli. Circle drawing closer. Teams mostly made it in. Here's the surprising thing for me. So Hollywood Hammers had the entirety of Yasnaya Podiana to themselves.
Yeah.
And still they're one of the last teams to enter.
Yasnaya is pretty slow to loot. There's a lot of apartments, and you loot the apartments slow, in my opinion. I mean,
yeah, but that's not the point. You're not going to loot the whole town, is it? You're going to loot the high risk, high reward areas and then get out. You're going to go restaurant. You're going to go the front doubles.
yeah,
You're going to
you
go
get
the back doubles, buy the
station.
puzzles,
Yeah, but
and perhaps take the police station. Or the
I agree with you, but I mean, it really depends. Sometimes you're like in this mood. I have another one helmet. I mean, Yasnaya, we have it alone. I mean, sometimes the greed takes over, right?
And they also look at the circle and they think they might have an easy entrance as it is. Noxzilla now is going to be taking some shots. It looks like Dr. Death is pretty much closer to it as well as Noxzilla F's himself out of the car. He's pressed F to pay respects. He's going to get a res, of course. That UAZ is flying away, though. Lost one wheel.
They're actually pushing here. Hollywood Hammers, they
Hollywood
are
Hammers.
bloodthirsty. Sorry.
They are absolutely, yes, you are right. These are the lads that have wrecked the previous game. They're doing the same here in DG, boys. Silkmeat coming up with the frags. Sharko as well, contributing to the fact. And then a last one stands for squad number 3. I don't even know where he is. I don't know if he is here. It doesn't seem like it. Where is the last one from the 3rd squad? He's already in Spark. Okay. So he's got himself a nice little chunk of the first white, but it's all about the next circle for him from now on. His rotation is going to be so much difficult. He's going to have to play the snake, and that's it. Can you tell us a little bit about the revert on when you have a last member left alive? It's pretty much a snake game from there on out, right?
I mean, you can look at Spike now and look at the circle. If Spike wanted to have a higher chance of winning the game, he would probably drive straight into the water. But as the last member remaining, you basically just want to not make it nice, you don't want to show yourself, and you want to put yourself in the best possible position to just survive.
Silently,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, but the thing, silently is like, he's on the north side. This is the first rank, as you can see down below on the overlay, which is absolutely gorgeous. But we should have plenty of space to get in the circle as Cobista takes down Simple Fortuna and Bungie, right?
Mm.
Very unfortunate. Driving past Katka. I bet they were scouting, and
yeah, they were looking for a
Cobista
combat.
was hitting his shots. There's no getting around that. I mean, usually you can drive past, and
4 X
they're
on
on
top.
punch here.
Some sick stuff indeed. And there you go. Circle shows up. It's going to be
Plenty
a
of
Georgie.
water.
Yeah, plenty of water as well.
We only have our South Americans in
I
the water here.
love ending circles on Georgie. They make for great endings. They make for like circles 7 and 8. They're really beautiful. We'll see if he gets there anyway. Looks like Corn Shookers are going to get some friends close to them. Driving by, and MLGB as well, making their way with 4 vehicles, and that's very good. Taking a powerful place to
I don't
defend.
think the hospital have been looted neither. They
It
might
hasn't.
have
It hasn't.
Like, these guys did not have a lot of stuff.
MLGB, yeah,
and
you're right.
they might actually
Oh,
run
they're gonna be
through
happy.
them.
But the hospital isn't what it used to be, is it now?
But I want to tell you something. With 1.5 times AR, the hospital is amazing.
Oh yeah, that is true. It is 1.5
I've
times.
been there quite a few times with 1.5, and you usually get like, you get good stuff.
Boise.
Talking of good stuff.
Talking of good stuff, Boise's going to be quite happy with this one here. Mellow Flows just sticking close. I'm going to boop his ski jet away a little bit there. He's probably jealous that Boise's got himself an AUG nonetheless. Very nice stuff. He master around the trike. This is always fun to watch. Let's see if he makes it anywhere close to where he's going. He doesn't seem to be contested right now. He's heading towards South Georgia. He's heading towards the docks, rather.
Well.
Yeah, he's heading towards the docks, and he should be stopping there exactly because he is out of gas. In the meantime, it looks like Solid has found himself a Frank. So Elusive's going to be eliminated here easily by Solid. UAZ safely inside the warehouse. So 2 UAZs inside the warehouse. That is pretty good. What is DMS doing? He should have heard the shots from the Scar from Solid. But somehow he decided that it's a good idea to push on him.
Everything is fine. Team Master gets away. Yeah, it's very questionable why he turned around and drove straight towards them. Who knows? It wasn't even his teammate that got shot. It was Elusive on Goldtrappers.
And now they're playing in a very different position. Smurf not really moving out of arms.
Smurf crashed for sure. He
so.
Crashed. What? Smurf is our hero. He stayed alive until second place.
Yeah, true. And now he's out. Well,
he's out. And that was definitely a crash. You could just tell by the way he was standing still and wasn't able to move.
True. Definitely. That's an unfortunate thing. But then again, he still has 3 members left. 3 teammates to carry the points to Mr. Nzane.
That's insane. Look at it. Insane.
I know.
Insane. My bad.
Mr. Nzane will be taking some shots from Infamous here. Triggers OP driving behind him. He cannot get to the bike. Ooh, that's a liver of life. He cannot really find the cover of the tree. Cobesta is going to bring him down. That is a good frag, and that's one that will terminate. There you go. That's one that's going to close down. There's no chance for a res on that situation there. So, now that we see the new circle, are we going to see a lot of teams on Mountain? Because I remember, here's where I remember here, Larson. I've been casting any 4 months ago. And what I was seeing at that time, and even 2 months ago, I remember, a lot of NA teams love to play at the top of the mountain, which is not something that EU teams do because the EU,
like
I know,
TSM used to do it. They don't anymore. Yeah. I know C9 done it a lot. Dignitas done it a lot.
The mentality there is that you have with the 360. The problem is, and why the EU teams don't play it, is that other teams also have a division on you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to hide on the mountainside. If there's a team to the north, one to the south, it's not going to be that easy. You can still hang on the ridge, but then again,
the problem with the mountain is a lot of places you can save vehicles, right? If you park your vehicles on top of the mountain, there's maybe always some angle, and good players will try to take out the tires. And if the circle shifts away from there, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, that's it.
So, unless it's ending around the mountain,
there is a good dip on the northeast side of the mountain where you can actually park your car. We'll have a look at that one in a second. Not a lot of teams actually choose to fight. And if we look at the southwest of the circle, we might see a fight between 5 and 4. Yes, we will. Zeus putting in the shot. Zesties looked like he was taken out. There's a sliver of life left, and Zeus wants that frag super badly. He knows that his enemy can't have too much health.
He's pushing out alone, right?
Yes, he is indeed. Well, that nade's going to be a bit too short. Since he's not going to be bothered. Zeus can't really push because he's going to be in the open. So he opts for a second nade, this one. Let's see if it's a bit higher. Is this T stressed to make an exit for it, telling us that the nade was indeed closer. But now he's taking damage. He's not going to have a chance at it. Unfortunately, Zeus brings him down. Well, that's a good closer. Right now. He's getting shots himself from squad number 7. Oh! The down with the AK. Seems to be on the edge, but he doesn't. And now Mr. Grimm. What can he do in this combat here? Because squad 14 is peppering down squad number 5. Where squad number 5 seemed to have a very good advantage. They got dinked down hard. They had no cover.
What advantage are you speaking of?
But they had the advantage earlier on. Zeus getting the frag on his enemy.
I mean,
they looked like they had a handle on things.
They were 2 guys, right? They pushed out of their pushed out of their compound. Yeah. They were trying to fight a guy alone, right? They split up from each other. They got shot in the back. I was just looking at the minimap. I wasn't doing any. I was just looking at the minimap and thought to myself, these guys push out of the compound. It's not in the zone. They're not fighting for positioning. But they're trying to get some kills and loses one member. Yeah. I think Mr. Grimm might be the last one. He's getting shot by Team 7 here. Yeah. It might actually go down.
Yeah, he's got half-life. I don't really give him many chances, especially considering that where he has to run. He's going to have to go through an open field. And, well, as soon as he gets in, Corn Circus might spot him. And there you go. We're talking about people playing topside mountain. 2 of them step forward. Mr. Grimm is going to go with their jaws. We'll see how that pans out later on. In the meantime, Circle is strangling. You can run this one, kind of. But if you're on the very other extremity, I'm not too sure you can actually run that one there. One team did not participate, I think. One team eliminated. And there you go. Pretty much 17 teams left alive here. That is not too bad. People trying to make their way from the water to the land. We're having a look here. That's not never fun. That is never fun.
No.
I'm not too sure why they would do that because there's still a lot of water in the current circle. A lot of it. Perhaps they wanted to just make sure that it's just one of those teams that don't necessarily like to play water. I don't do that either. I don't really. I get it.
Okay, so.
But
I mean, you don't want to do your homework neither. You don't want to go to school, go to your daytime job. But there's just some things in life you have to do.
You want to call out someone? No. All right.
All right.
Okay. So circle coming in here. Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's just different strokes for different folks, I suppose. Squad number 7 are going to be pounced at by number 8, Kamatayan. D8 SJP, Simon, and another player that we haven't actually get a chance to see, Katapusan, coming from the other side. Their nicknames aren't difficult at all. Fexi trying to begin. It works out just fine. Then he finds the shot. Mariando is fired there. And it's a 2v3 situation now. Fadi's going to have to play alone. He's going to be going for the run. And you can't really blame them in this situation. There's no other chance for him. But the way he's going, he's going to be going straight into the jaws of another team that's on the north of him, on the side of the mountain. Katapusan might get a res here. Yes, he would. Just use a bandage first, he's going to be fine.
I mean, I would just run it then, isn't he? Super close. Can he bandage?
He cannot run it, no.
Okay.
No, definitely couldn't run it.
He's going to go
he's going to try to run it now.
He might be revived again, right? If he gets knocked in. Oh, yeah. Hey, Boogie. That's okay. That was easy. I knew he was going to survive it.
Freaking calculated, bro. That was like.
And we have a new circle here.
Still with a river of water, plenty of it in there.
And a lot of teams are going right into the water here. I'm feeling.
There you go, just as you call it. That's a pretty good call, my friend. This is perfect freaking timing.
I mean, it's such
left.
a safe way to advance further into the game.
Yeah, why not? No, actually, Logic is going to be holding on to the shoreline, going under the bridge, which would be a decent-ish position. Trying to help out Steven's best in the meantime. Solid FPS is getting shot at by HW1. And it looks like Team 11 had actually pushed in to Cloud9. They were previously here. Solid FPS behind a burning UAZ. Can he move out of it? No, not really. No, okay, so these are the triple compounds by the docks. Solid FPS trying to make their move into it, but 11 remembered how they killed their own. Smurf was killed by Solid, I do believe.
And
there you go.
Here's our I keep calling them the South Americans. They're the Chaos Gaming. I have so high hopes of them, but they're in the water. They up to go out and run through here. They're gonna have no cover really coming into the circle.
Do you think they're gonna do good on Miramar?
I haven't seen a single game of them. I have really high expectations. I would love to see some tactical stuff in them.
You don't get it. Miramar is based on South America, right?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like Denmark, right? I'm just
Miramar?
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Bro, please. Blood Drum, Sliver of Life left. H-Win will bring him down, but sure enough, Squad 15 is going to have a bit of a surprise. The stop side there, Boise, Mello, and Fast Trail. Remember, Boise is the guy that picked up the AUG, so that's a laser gun. But they're going to have to make their way inside the circle as well. And as they do, they get a bit of damage from the drop.
They're back to the water. They've been in water the entire game.
Fast Trail's going to do that indeed. Why would you put the 3 guys in the water? Wouldn't it be enough to leave 1 dude in the water and then have 2 guys playing on the land? Because you don't know when the circle's not going to have you in the water.
Boogie, I'm a big fan of playing together with your team. Instead of sending 1 guy to the water as like a safety plan, I think it's like, if you want to play to win games, right?
The way you're starting down.
Like, but like if you want to play to win the games, right? You want to play together, and you can do that from the water. If you're alone in the water, I don't think you're gonna have a good chance. So.
Right. Well, if you keep your head low. There you go, Hollywood Hammers putting in some good shots there. Didn't necessarily find too much. Here is some lonely critters in the same house. They're gonna have to play together. Are they disconnected? There's Mitch.
Oh no, this is normal. You just sit in a corner, you never move. That's how you can
sit in the doorway.
Yeah.
In the doorway.
I mean,
looking at nothing.
I mean, yeah. That's. Oh wait.
He reconnected.
They're not together.
No, they're not together. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh my goodness.
What's going on here?
Do you think Spock had to go to the bathroom since he's in the bathroom? I mean, that happens.
He's definitely not looking at the door.
I mean, he's definitely not playing the game. He's not even aiming. Oh, wait.
Look,
did he come back?
Got a text from his sweetheart. Yo, get in there, Spark. Dude, do your thing, bro.
And he hears so. This is gonna be terrifying. If he was actually AFK. Do you think Mitchy knows about this? Or why is Mitchy holding it?
No idea.
I mean, it feels like it, right?
trying to, but I don't think he's got any idea. Oh, they're maybe not trying to make any noise, but I don't know what's going down. Anyway, we see the circle landing in the docks. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. Meantime, a squad getting absolutely dominated. That's going to be the end with them. Another team bites the dust. 14 teams left alive.
Oh, it's Hollywood Hammers racking in a bunch of kills, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, at least G-Boy got some of them. Is Vexel Hollywood Hammers?
Sorry?
Vexel?
Vexel? I don't think so, no.
Okay, Hollywood Hammer and some other team are splitting the kills.
Pecadores. There's the Hollywood Hammer. Silky Meat, Gaudy. Still now under pressure from Silky Meat. As the Hollywood Hammers decide to peek in his four. Shots come in from a different perspective, forcing Silky Meat to go for a bit of bandage. Samurai in the meantime gets knocked. Not an easy task for the Hammers to res, as that M24 could hit again at any point. Shots starting off towards the water area there. You can see Steez trying to find his frags through Roost, though his teammate has been knocked out. So Steezy has to play this one careful. Steezy baby has some shots here. Has a chance, but can't necessarily connect. Still, the sixth circle will have water in it, as you can see.
Yeah, he finally switches way to red dot. It's gonna make that easy for him.
Yeah, absolutely. When you are in that kind of a close engagement, there's nobody actually challenging you on the other side of the river. There's some teams coming through. 13 is fighting 3. There you go. That's going to be a frag for Leldo. Muito bom. Ora, muy bien.
Muy bueno.
Muy bueno, sí. Podemos decir.
Sí, señor.
Sí, señor. Okay, well. Vix and Rattle Snape into the water there. MLGB have grouped up. They've lost the Roost, but they've kind of given up on that. They've made peace with the fact that the Roost is gone. The Roost is just going to be perusing north of him just to try and find some information while he's knocked out. I'm sure why wouldn't you? Shots come in from Cabesta, but outcome has the better outcome for the situation. Stepsons doesn't necessarily himself. Low on HP is going to have to go in for water. And Cabesta thinks twice about that nade. It's a bit too far.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm trying to find Team 6 here, but I don't see them.
Because they're nowhere to be seen, Larson. They've been eliminated. They're out of the map.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is gonna be the story for a long time in the game. People are gonna be in the water. People are gonna be on top of the water, and everybody in the water eventually dies. I mean, it's
is that your prediction?
That's usually what happens to people in the water.
Yeah. Jamila takes some damage, hides behind a rock. Cabesta still being an aggressor under the bridge, but he's going to have to move soon, as the circle will show us that water is no more a thing. Where is Cabesta going, considering that the circle is literally on the other side? We got the water bug, don't worry about it. We'll escape it as soon as Cabesta dares to peek out of the water, and he will do just that soon. I don't know where he's going. Does he need that loot? He's got 2 first aids, he's got 4 badges, he's got 4 boosters, a level 3 helmet. What necessarily do you need when the circle doesn't necessarily have you in it? Why is he going for the 6?
I mean, why not leave his teammate behind and probably die to the blue zone? I don't see a problem with that. He's probably like, yo, homie, I only have a level 1 vest, I'm gonna go loot real quick.
Yeah, there you go. Now let's draw our let's draw our attention towards the docks, because a fight is about to brew. Someone is about to meet. Someone 15 is either going to meet Cloud9, or they're going to meet squad number 17. So now we'll look and see what happens there. And in the meantime, finds himself a frag. Too bad at this. Still taking shots. Fence is allegedly fixed. That nade's got to be coming in. Now I got to watch that nade. Let's have a look at it. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, but they make it out. Oh, that could have been absolutely sickening. But it did not happen, alas. So Cloud9, 17, and Corn Truckers are very close to one another, and 15 want to push in as well, because the circle is strangling them. And as they push in, they're going to go towards the crane, which is an open position, which is where Cloud9 could potentially dink them down to nothing. We'll have a look and see here. Moody holding on to the top of the spear. He's going to have to watch his right. But he doesn't do just that. Or he does he? Oh, he spots one of his enemies. Does he spot one of his enemies? He spots them, but it's not good enough. It's a bit too late for a member of Down. He's going to take him down. Solid, yes, going for the smoke. And as that push comes through, Solid has to clutch this one for his team. Goes in for the first aid, but a Solid nade out of Solid. Yes, and a Solid knockout afterwards. We'll see him get a second chance of life. Ember now on the other side. The revive happens fast, and it had to happen fast. And oh no! Moody dies down at the last second there. There's nothing that Solid could have done.
I've seen Solid in this situation a few times before, and he's an absolute monster.
He is.
He almost saved Smoothie. I mean, he could have saved him, but he saw the guy fall over as he got killed by Team 17. But
so he has to really cancel it. Like, this is literally what he had to do.
He is a clutch player. As we're saying, this is a player you need on your team to win games. And
I want to look at MLGB. Are they going to make their cross without any...
they're almost in. I think you can just...
They don't have any smokes to cross. They're at the docks. That's so interesting because nobody is actually looking at that area.
Oh, and that's because C9 is only down to one player and they're the only one in the area.
True.
And they have to focus on, like, they have to worry about
C9
their
had
back.
one job, to watch out for people coming in the water.
I mean...
But they missed that chance.
I mean, they had to cover their back as well.
Yeah. There was another team
alone, Solid can't really do it all. And would you look
circle.
at that?
Most of the teams are in the choke point of the next circle.
There's
actually, all of the teams are in there.
Like, if you look between the containers and the road and the new white circle, there's no ridges, no hills, no defilates. And people have been using the water, so they don't have a lot of vehicles. This is going to be brutal.
Absolutely. It's going to be a nice show in a few seconds here. Paradox and MV. Corn Shark is staying alive. 2 members out of that team, of course. Cloud9 still has 1 solid FPS. Will find a knockout. Thinks about a nade as well. Oh, that's smart. That is a good nade. That is a beautiful nade. Oh, and it drags Biggie down like a ragdoll. That was sick, Solid. That was actually solid.
I know.
And he repositions himself.
He
for
keeps
the next
performing. When you see him when he's down to the last man.
Oh man, Solid.
I don't want to run into him. That's all I know.
Absolutely.
He is. It's sad to say, but when he's alone, it feels like he's just.
Clutchmeister 101. Oh, you know something about that. Let's see how this plays out. That was Steezy. It's going to be on the opposite side of the circle. Solid makes a bit of noise. That's not necessarily good. He's going to force Steezy to hold on to the angle, stopping his loot. Cabesta could, if Cabesta had a decent scope, he could take one down, but Solid spots him first. Now, Solid doesn't want to take any shots himself. Cabesta will be taken down by someone else. Paradox in the meantime find a frag, so that's Corn Shockers +1 for you. Playzone takes Cabesta down after getting low from MLGB. Solid FPS to hold it onto his ankle, but in the meantime, he's got a friend behind. Bacon Smitty might just come in. Just say hello. Just poke a little bit there. He's like, hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Playing by the very edge. And he's got to be safe where he is. Just moving a little bit more forward. He's going to be quite safe, but Solid, I think. He's got a bullet with his name on it. Past him. He goes just past him. Smitty helping Solid out. Solid looks the wrong way. That would have been close. But here comes the counter knockout. This is the time for Solid to push in, and he kind of should have known this. Is he going to do it? No, he holds onto his spot. The res is happening. He hears someone crawling on the other side. Solid doesn't take the ballsy play. That will hurt him in the long run.
Yes, though. Look at Harold. He's holding the ankle. If Solid was a Broussard, he might have been shot in the back.
True. That is true. Well, it's just going to be Steezy that actually helps Solid in the meantime from the other side.
Look at D-Master. This is a brief story of the first game where Smurf was alone.
Envy as well. Very far away from the docks. Solid FPS comes in with the frags there. Allow still alive. Look at Envy behind the UAZ. Envy's in a bit of a doozy. Really, he can't really even prone and walk forward because there's no grass to hide him. D-Master inside the smoke, but the smoke is about to wither down. And you're kind of wondering how long is he going to be alive for in this situation. Level 3 backpack just to make him that much taller when he's prone. 15 seconds left in the circle. We'll start to strangle. Papaya goes in for that nade. D-Master slowly sneaks his way out of that. Not a frag just yet, but the second nade is too close. And Papaya, a lethal fruit, if anything. Solid now close to MLGB Allow. And MLGB, actually, Allow doesn't have a chance to get out of the blue without tanking a bit. He tanks a little bit there. Solid playing this one super smart, man.
He's just really good at these 1v situations, and it's a pleasure to watch him.
Absolutely.
They should know where he is, but
they don't dare.
But you look at LMGB, he's moving so slow. There's no way that Solid can hear him at all.
And finally, we see Chaos Latin Gamers with a very decent chance to win the game. Preemptive shots come in. Envy tries to take someone to his name, but Papaya takes him down. Allow pushes in. Soon enough, Solid will have an angle on him. There goes the blue. Strangling a bit more, actually. Solid won't see Allow, but Allow gets downed by Harold. And now, this is the time for Chaos Latin Gamers to make this one on a closer. But because they've killed Allow in that angle there, they should know where their last enemy is. I think he's in a bit of a different spot. Solid FPS comes in with the first frag, but it matters not. The play zone takes a frag. And that will be the GG on the chicken dinner for Chaos Latin Gamers. Coming through with a nice one. Nice positional play out of them. And if we look at the scoreline, it's not bad at all. 4 or 5 kills is not bad at all.
But
it's healthy. It's a healthy number.
I want to take Matt up for Solid. He was alone for
that's
majority of the end
MVP.
game.
That's the MVP
he comes
of the match.
out with 7 kills, and he stayed alive till 2nd place. He is so patient that he never moves from that spot, and he waits for everyone else to be killed off.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what we were talking about. Cloud9 coming through, clutching like it was nobody's business after having a horrible first match, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
For sure.
Fantastic performance out of Solid FPS. Man, you are the MVP of the previous match. But Chaos Latin Gamers.
Chaos Latin Gamers. Yeah.
Chaos Latin Gamers are the chicken dinner winners. Congratulations to them as well. Thank you so much, guys, for stepping into to GLL. We've been looking at the chat. We're super, super happy to have you in here. And we're super happy to show you these matches because you have to remember these guys are duking it out for 50 grand on a coveted prize. The GLL tournament, the GLL League is nothing short of envied and wanted by the top tier teams in the world right now. Some of them who are already in, pull some strings in there. Not really. A well-earned entry.
We've been having pretty good circle luck. That's all you need. You need to contact the right people.
Call PUBG Corp.
Step out of the right side of the bed in the morning, and then everything is fine. You can become a great PUBG player. You just have to be lucky enough.
There you go. Maybe get on the Fibonacci number. Call someone in PUBG Corp. What's the Fibonacci scale today? I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's go to a break. See you guys in a few minutes.